we don't have that luxury. I mean, I'm not in a foreign country and I where I can't speak the language and I don't know the laws. I'm here and I have the ability to read these books. And in these books will be the wisdom. So when I said before that there's things that we'll keep and there's things that we'll reject, I don't really need that part of this book. So in mine, it's not highlighted. Non-essential or accidental ignorance is that which has not of itself any necessary connection with the business in question. Keep in mind what they just said, business. It's nothing personal. Remember, Godfather, it's business, nothing personal. Business in question, and which is not the true consideration for entering into the contract. Wow, they just said a mouthful there. Accidental ignorance is that which has not of itself any necessary connection with the business. So there's no connection with your ignorance and the business at hand, and which is not the true consideration for entering into the contract. Everything we've done all of our life has been contracted. That's why when they gave us that 14th Amendment, they said there will be no involuntary servitude. They allowed us to contract into it. So your driver's license, marriage license, Social Security, all that stuff is a benefit. You don't have to have any of that stuff. But when you have it, now you've taken, most people have taken the birth certificate that's not your name at the top. It's state of somewhere, Pennsylvania, California, Georgia, whatever. You've taken that property, that vessel, and you started running around with it. And you attached all these different licenses to it. So you took a vessel and put it into commerce. And that's fine. We've all done it. But now it's time to wake up and figure out how we solve that problem, how we get rid of all those vessels, how we free ourselves from the voluntary servitude and get back to no involuntary servitude. Voluntary ignorance exists when a party might, by taking reasonable efforts, I would say this call tonight is a reasonable effort, have acquitted the necessary knowledge. For example, every man might acquire a knowledge of the laws which have been promulgated. That's what you're doing. See, many people have opinions you to do different things. I have friends that really close. David Strait, love the guy. Love what he does. He has success. But that's arguing, and I don't care to do that. I like to work and deal with it as it may. Through all these words, and you see how this works, you might say, okay, but I still want to go and get my pound of flesh. I don't begrudge you do that. That's your choice. I'm just trying to offer an opinion you to take a different choice. That's really all I have out of flags. So now we have to get into Burton's, which not everyone might have, and because I'm not at my home office, I thought I emailed something to Rob and I didn't, but I will make sure that you have this. I did create a photocopy of all the words.